Hello everybody. Today I want to talk a little bit about the project I've been working on for like a few months now. I took a little pause in the last couple weeks since I've been back from Fire Island, but it's about time I continue it, and the first time I've done any of it since I started making these YouTube videos, so I figured I should probably talk about it. This is my newest inkbox temporary tattoo that I've done with this freehand ink from Inkbox. It's cool stuff. It's kind of like henna. It's a little different. Lasts like 2 to 6 weeks. I'll show you a little bit more once I finish this one and do the other one on the other part on this arm. Hold on. I have to do this part. Can't do a video without this part. It's like my thing. So, I should talk a little bit about... Oh my god, we have a special guest. Hi, special guest. Don't knock over the camera, special guest. Ooh. Come on, bud. Raiden. Up. Raiden. Up. Up. He doesn't listen to me. Or he'll just do that, where he like kind of comes up, but he doesn't like jump all the way up. Hi, hi, hi. Should we get him a little high? He needs a little bit. So, a few months ago, 3-4 months ago, started getting a little bit more introspective about my mental health. For a couple of years, I've spoken pretty openly about depression and anxiety, but I hadn't really done much about talking about it, just kind of mentioned that it existed. And I started this project with these inkbox tattoos, motivated by one of my favorite singers, Dua Lipa. Her album, it was just very relatable. It's about boys, but I took the song New Rules and I listened to it and thought about how there's more to it than just it's more than just about how to get over a guy. It's about setting rules for yourself. It's about setting it's about basically telling yourself how to live. Instead of letting anyone else tell you how, it's about figuring out what's best for you, what your truth is, and then telling yourself to stick to it. And the idea of coming up with these new rules for living, I thought could apply more broadly. And so I started thinking, how do I make this something that works more than just on boys. At the time I was trying to get over someone, and that it did help to listen to her advice, but started thinking what are the rules for myself, for my living? What things do I know I need to learn that I haven't really been able to convince myself of? And I thought, you know, what can I put right here on my arm, my forearm, that will make me think about what I need to be focused on. And so the first one, I'm gonna go through them a little bit because I have some pictures. So this project, which is a multimedia project, was partly about the tattooing, partly about the photos that I would take and post on different social media platforms. But I mean, this is really something that was for myself, that I wanted to share with anyone who wanted to watch, but you know, it was for me. So we've started off with this one. That's my forearm. I don't give a fuck. So naturally, we had to just go straight to another Dua Lipa song for that first inspiration. But the principle there was to learn to not care about what everyone thought about me, which is kind of like how I've lived my life up until now for a while. Focused on, you know, public perception and what it meant, and like how, you know, it was all about keeping up appearances, and you know, I did what I thought I needed to do at any given moment, and I got frustrated when like people didn't respond the way I wanted them to, especially when it came to like jobs and, you know, starting out my career thinking like, oh, you know, I just went to law school and now I'm going completely in a different path. But I had to realize that like everyone else, like who the fuck cares? Like they don't know what's best. I know myself best, so the idea of not giving a fuck is really simple in principle, but really hard in execution. So I read it on myself, and it helped me remember every time I looked at it to just not care and just do things. And depending on where I was at the moment, I would just look down at it and just keep doing what I was doing and not let that second guessing start, which was really a big thing that has kind of held me back. And that led to the second of these new rules, which was, there's me and Ray. Zoom in on a little bit. So that, be bold, be you. And the idea behind that rule was to learn confidence. Oh, there we are again. Well, sorry about that. We just got interrupted by a phone call from another moving company, because for some reason I decided to sign up online and give out my information, and I just keep getting calls even though I don't want to use a moving company anymore. I have another. So anyways, back to what we were talking about. God, I don't know what's happening. Anyways, be bold, be you. That was a lesson that was basically just about being confident. It's a, you know, if I'm gonna not care about what everyone else thinks, then I need to turn that into confidence and realize that the reason to not care about what other people think is because I trust myself. A good friend was very helpful in pushing me to get to those places. Kyle was just telling me at that time, like, just be confident, because he's already moved out to San Diego. I'm actually, when I move in a few weeks, I'm gonna be joining him and his boyfriend Tyler in San Diego. this was part of the plan. He was just at that time telling me that he saw differences in me when I was, for example, when we were in Palm Springs and I just was in a different environment and was confident in myself. He could just see a whole difference. And I let that go to heart, and I took that and I turned that into the rule that I needed to be bold. One is just to take risks, and two, to be me, which was, it's about taking risks that I believed in and not what other people wanted me to do. So that was a little bit of a distillation of what I thought of confidence. So that was rule number 2. From there, we got to rule number 3, which is relax. You see that one? Oh, there's where anything. So it's a little bit more scandalous. Relax, and you can see all these on my Instagram or Tumblr or other pages if you go back through. I know that not everyone has been here the whole journey, so I think sometimes I just kind of assume everyone's seen all of my posts, and they haven't. So if you're interested in this, you can go back and look, and maybe I'll figure out a way to kind of distill this down more, because I do kind of like veer off into different directions a lot. Like sometimes I'm baking, sometimes I'm painting, sometimes I'm doing this project. Anyways, relax. Rule number 3, relax, is about physical relaxation. It's about CBD. It's about taking baths. It's about treating myself well physically, because I mean I've been working in a pretty physically intensive job, bartending, for 3.5 years, and especially get very naughty. That's why I do like the cupping and stuff, because like as a bartender you're doing very short movements all the time, and so things like your neck, shoulder, and back get very tight. And that kind of contributed to mental health as well, because relaxation physically is tied a lot to mental health. So I found these ways to help relax, and that little tattoo just said relax. That was another good reminder to look down and just relax. Later on, I got one from Inkbox's website, one of their pre-made ones that said breathe. That's not a separate rule, but it's a corollary to that. Because sometimes, especially when you're with someone dealing with anxiety, you just have to remember to breathe, because you don't always do it. You kind of forget to breathe sometimes. And then you remember to do it, and it's relaxing and helpful. So that was rule number 3. Rule number 4, if I can find, these pictures don't show up that well. I'm gonna have to look. And chill. That was a little bit of a play on the it's a little joke there, you know, Netflix and chill. This was a continuation of relax. So relax, it was about physical well-being. Uh-oh. My timer's done. That means my pizza's ready. Pause. I have a pizza. It looks delicious. Where I have nothing, put it on. Ooh, wait. Cardboard. That's a good idea. Okay. Cutting board. Perfect. We're gonna let that cool down while I finish this whole thing. Ray's gonna try to eat the pizza. Okay. So chill. Chilling, I thought, was a way of expressing relaxation of the mind. the idea that I wanted to, or I needed to calm down, stop taking everything so seriously, and relax my mind. That is a more difficult task than relaxing my body, because sometimes things just get to me. I think about things way too much. I overthink everything. Everyone who knows me will tell you that. And that leads to my own mind tying itself in knots and causing anxiety and depression at certain points, especially when it comes to boys. Anytime there's a boy, that's why I saw one of the previous videos. Yeah, I tie my mind up in knots thinking about overthinking this shit, and it's bad. And to the extent that I can say fuck it and it doesn't matter and chill, everything is so much better. So that was rule number 4. Rule number 5. Where was rule number 5? Here we go. Rule number 5 was live. Let's see where that one is. Live. Live. That obviously can mean a lot of things, and for me, it meant to enjoy myself, to remember that the entire point of doing this is to live, is to be in the moment and take each moment and cherish it, and not to always be looking to what the future holds or what gratification will come in the future. Because a lot of times when I'm in my own head, I forget to do that. I forget to live. I forget to let myself be, oh, there's another one. And this one I tried to do when I was in San Diego for Pride. I was determined to let myself enjoy my time and to not always be so focused on the future, and that was what that was about. I'm not sure I'm doing the best job going through this, but it's okay, because if you're watching still, you're watching. Live. The next rule, stand. Stand was about taking initiative to stand up for what I believe in, to assert the thing I know to be true, and to not preemptively think I need to create a defense for everything, to let myself trust myself and put forward a confident belief and not back down and take the hits that come, but don't go looking for trouble. That's something I really needed to learn in my life, and that was I did some important things that I needed to do at that moment, with that on my arm, reminding me that I didn't need to question myself or let others question me when I knew what I believed to be true was true. And then I did rule number 7 on Fire Island. For love. For love. There's me with the love sign on Fire Island that everyone takes pictures with. But I had my love hat and my For Love tattoo. And For Love was kind of like with Relax and Chill was a kind of continuation of the last rule. And it was about the ultimate stand that I wanted to take, and it was for love. And I realized that ultimately that's my goal in life. What the reason I do everything is because that's what I want. That's just, you know, when I have that, I feel good and happy, and I have been able to find that with friendships, real friendships, and realize that there are people in my life that can love me. And ultimately I have a lot of love to give, and I have places that need it. And I continue to search for more love in my life, and get often disappointed with that I don't do as well in relationships or finding relationships that I want to, but ultimately it's all just about putting out love into the world and seeing who wants it in return. And I can't force anyone to want to be part of that, but I can just keep doing what I'm doing, and whoever recognizes that can try to partake in it. Because a lot of people want and need love, and I want to share love. And that rule was a reminder that that's why I do things. And when I needed to look down, I said, why am I doing this? It was for love. And that was my most recent rule up until now. I had left it at that, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to keep going. But I think I've got a few left to do before or as I transition into this next phase of my life. And we're going to talk about our next rule in a new video. I'm not going to really tell you what this one's about because I'm not finished with it. And also, I think this video has gotten longer than the last few. So hopefully there'll be someone that wants to watch the whole thing. But if you want to know more, you can go scroll back through my Instagram or put a comment or something. Maybe I'll answer that. But again, I don't think I have that many people following me yet. So I don't know. This is like what I'm doing right now, part of what I'm doing. And I hope that was informative. Bye.